What's happening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuchapiane show. Of course, you already know I'm your host with the most, Sonia Pinto and Kamakawa. You already know this show is about to be lit. I am gonna be here with you guys, just showcasing you guys incredible music, conversation. You already know this is Radio 254, the home of Kenyan music and content.
Hey! They tell me things will be clear. Oh my girl, have no fear. There will come a day when you'll be here by your side. I'm afraid I need no tears. I have survived all these years, and I like to enjoy my beer by myself. Yawanyinge na ejaoda ukadonga mabona. Yawanyinge na ejaoda ukadonga mabona. Yawanyinge na ejaoda ukadonga mabona. So much pressure from all sides. Don't want to feel like this all the time. Yeah, my heart, my soul, my brain, my mind are all mine. Yeah, yawanyinge na ejaoda ukadonga mabona. Yawanyinge na ejaoda ukadonga mabona. Yawanyinge na ejaoda ukadonga mabona. Yawanyinge na ejaoda ukadonga mabona.
Haya, we are rolling.
What's happening, guys? This is Radio 254, the home of Kenyan music and content. It is time for the next segment, which is my favorite segment because I get to be able to talk to an amazing woman today. I get to be able to not only interview her, but get to know about her. She is a phenomenal woman who is honestly taking over the airwaves. Her name is Labdi. She is a revolutionary Kenyan singer. She's a songwriter. And get this, an African single stringed fiddle playing Orutu instrumentalist. She is a vocal powerhouse, guys. And her vision is something that I honestly admire because she wants to popularize African music, culture, sounds, instruments, and to reintroduce them to the world. And I am super excited to be able to have her here because she is a powerhouse that a lot of people probably do not know. But you know what? That is why I have her here, because we are gonna be talking all about the milestones she's been able to achieve. We're gonna be able to get to know her, gonna be able to just have kidogo history, and also just get to find out what she is doing now. She is in the building with me. She's right here, and I wanna ask her how she's doing today. Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's really hot today. It's such a contrast.
Yeah, right.
It's like, what's going on? Is this El Nino? What even is this? Is this it? Like us
Is
burning?
this
Is this
it?
hell? You know.
I hear you.
But I'm doing fantastic. I'm really grateful to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. And I want to be able to take people through a trip of your journey. And I want us to start with when you started singing, which was after high school.
Yes.
And I'm very, very curious because I read somewhere that you were singing for your uncle's birthday party and they were like, you should probably continue singing.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious. How did you start singing? When did you start singing? And why did you start singing?
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So I started to sing very late. You know, when I meet other artists, they're like, oh, you know, I grew up, I started singing at 3, and I was like, oh, like give over, you know?
Yeah.
Please, you know? So I was one of those late bloomers, but I used to write music. I used to write a lot of poetry, and I used to write music for a girls group in high school. But like the way I used to hear it in my head is not how they used to like sing it.
Yeah.
So at some point after high school, you know, that gap year after high school, I was just like, you know, let me try and sing because there's nothing else I can do.
Yeah.
And I do want to do computer classes and all that business stuff. It just wasn't my thing. So I went to Sauti Academy to learn how to train my voice. And it was a really fun experience. I was there for 3 months and gave me really the foundation that I needed to learn how to sing. And then unfortunately I couldn't get into the main talent school for many reasons. Like one of them was that my voice, they didn't feel like my voice was strong enough at that point. And then the other thing is that I had to go to uni. So I didn't have, and my uni was in KU, so I had to go all the way to KU. I couldn't multitask.
Yeah.
So I went to uni and then I just continued to sing for fun. And that's why I met the Orutu,
Yeah.
you know. And then I taught myself how to play it.
That's incredible. So you were at Kenyatta University to study fine arts?
Yes.
How was that?
It was intense. Like I used to think that I needed to supplement fine arts with something, and my dad was really pushing me to do fine art and economics at the same time.
Whew.
But by the time I was in third year of uni, it was like so hectic because I was an interior design major. There was so much work. It's like projects all over. It was so overwhelming. So there was no need for me to supplement it with anything. And then being an African child, your parents, if you tell your parents you're doing fine art, they're like, no,
Yeah.
you wanna do something more serious, like economics, something.
Yeah.
One of the big 5 courses. But I think I'm glad that I stuck to what I know. I've always been an artist. That's the thing I'll tell you that I started doing when I was 3. I've always drawn. Like gun to my head, I'll pick a pencil, you know?
Nice.
So it was really, really fun, and KU is such a great institution to learn fine art from.
So is this where you met the Orutu?
Yes. So what happens is that in KU, to finish, to have your 47 units for you to complete and to graduate, you have to have supplementary classes or courses in other sectors, like in other fields. For example, so I had to take fashion and music, but I continued with music because fashion was just like I couldn't make those collars. I just couldn't sew. Traditionally, and I was like, actually, this is the one for me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's incredible. So here you are, you pick up this traditional instrument, and I'm very curious, why the Urutu? Like, what spoke out about that instrument to you?
I think there's many ways to look at it. I think, first of all, it's an instrument that's from my community. I'm Luo. So playing Orutu just feels very authentic to me because I needed to get something that's authentic to who I am as opposed to picking like a guitar or a cello,
Yeah.
Those are Western instruments.
Yeah.
And then I feel even more strongly that the instrument called me. I feel like it actually invited me to learn how to play it. It took so much time for me to learn, like over 7 years. After 7 years is when I was like, oh, phew, now I know how to play
Now
this
I know.
thing, But yeah, I feel like it was just like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I was interested in it a little bit, but the instrument really pulled me towards it. Yeah,
And you taught yourself,
100%.
which is the craziest thing to me because this is not just any instrument. It's a
Yeah.
traditional instrument.
Yeah.
So after 7 years is now when you're saying, I finally can play it.
Yeah.
I want to know how that journey has been.
So first off, I needed to learn how to handle the instrument, and I think
Yeah.
that was a clever move of me to do, to just go and ask Blasto, who was supposedly supposed to be my teacher at the time. And I want to say he was my teacher for in very many ways, but also he was so busy at the time, so I didn't get as many classes I would have wanted. And then he's a lecturer in the university, so he was so busy. I just remember calling him aside and just asking him, okay, listen, please, I really need to know how to learn how to play this thing.
Yeah.
So just show me how to handle it and how to take care of it, and I'll do the rest. And he showed me a few tunes here and there, and I was like, okay, I've got it from here. And I used to record, like I used to have this really beat up iPhone 5, like that phone had tape all over it. It was crazy. So I used to record anything he does, and then I record, and then I go home and I try and play. But then one day I made a melody. I made a song, and I recorded myself and I put it online. I was in my dad's living room. I just played it, recorded, and then put it out there, and people started to be interested in what I was doing, and I found that very strange. And I remember I'd put some like those home decorations, like there was a giraffe on this side and there's another giraffe, so it was wild. It's like when I look back at that video, I'm just like, yo. And it was on Facebook. So that's how I started to gain traction, and people were interested. They're like, oh, this girl is playing Orutu and whatever. And then slowly you get a show here, you get to play in Uganda, just like for jokes. For me. Like if you asked me 5 years prior to that if I would be a professional musician, I would have said no. But because by the time I was leaving uni, I'd already gotten some traction, I just continued to do music and to play Orutu.
Wow, that's incredible. I hear you have 3 of them, 3 Orutus.
Yes.
The pink one is your favorite?
Yes, because it's shorter and it's pink.
I'm very curious because it's so hard to find this instrument. How do you have 3?
I collect. Anywhere I meet an Orutu that needs to be bought, I buy it.
Wow.
Of course I have Blasto who will always deliver Orutu. So they're not that difficult to get. I think if someone sends me, it might be difficult to get because I'm rarely in the country sometimes. But if you are keen enough, you can get one. You can go to KU, you'll definitely get one. If you talk to other Orutu players, they're not many, but you'll be able to get one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Incredible. I want to talk about Mtani Jazz Festival, Play for Change, but I'm very curious, when did you first perform on stage?
I want to say it was probably 2016.
Okay.
And I was with a group of artists, just very many different. It was like the weirdest mashup of artists, like Sharama, Ukoflan, like it was the weird.
You look back and you're like, what?
Like, what even was this? So It was a collective, an NGO called Pamoja Amani Upendo.
Upendo, yes.
And we just used to hang out at KENYAN National Theatre and rehearse. And then one day we went and performed. At the end of it, we went and performed at Sarakasi Dome. That I think was my initial performance, like my very first performance. And it was so wild because we had been rehearsing like these weird Congolese songs for years. But it was fun. I think when you're young, you just have to do many different things so that you can find what you really like to do.
Yeah.
And that gave me so much courage to be able to step on stage and just, yeah. So I think that was really my first official performance.
That's incredible. How was it?
It was fun. It was wild. I was with my best friend at the time.
Yeah.
She's still my best friend.
Oh, shout out to the best friend.
She shoots me if she hears it.
Like, what do you mean, girl?
Oops. No, but it was really, really fun. Just to be enmeshed in a group of artists who are so much older than you, who have so much wisdom to give, who are so talented. I think that was really life-changing for me. And I also learned how to be able to converse with other artists. It's very important to be a human when you're talking to artists.
True.
Even if we are all crazy sometimes, but it taught me a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Here you are in 2017 September. Let's talk about Mtani Jazz Festival, Play for Change. This must have been so inspiring. I want to know what this was about.
So that was actually organized by my friend Samba Luka. He's a brilliant. And when I tell you, Sonia, like there's so many artists in this Nairobi that are so brilliant,
that we don't know about.
Mind blowing.
Yo, yeah.
So I if I remember correctly, he'd received some funding to bring jazz to Kwamta.
Yeah, which is so different. Like I saw that and I was like, yo, this is just amazing. It's out of the box.
Yeah. It was really life-changing for me as well because you realize that these things that we think are high-end are not really, it's just music because music comes from the people. It comes from the source. You're not going to sit there in your high life sipping tea, creating a form of music or a new genre.
Yeah.
It's the people who work and who are inspired by daily life that create these things.
Yeah.
So it was really fun to play there, and it was one of my first times interacting with very many children, and children have so much energy, like it always beats me, but it was so much fun to meet these children, and they enjoy the music. And sometimes you think that it's only a certain kind of people who would enjoy some things. Or like electronic music is like for people who are woke or whatever. It's not true.
True.
Everyone needs to be exposed to music. All genres of music.
Yeah. I love that. I honestly love that. Now, when it came to like you now actually releasing music on SoundCloud, it goes back to us 8 years ago. Yes. Is this when you started now like writing and actually going to the studio, recording and releasing music?
Yeah, so at that time I was part of this collective and label called Stars in the Zoo, which was a friend of mine. His name is David Oberu, and I haven't seen him in a long time actually. I should hit him up. Yeah. But he's always been so visionary in that way, and he didn't even know I could sing or whatever. He was just like, just come to the studio. There was many of us, so like 4 people, 4 very talented artists, including himself. Joa Cobra and Simply Addy, who became a pilot, and nowadays he doesn't produce.
For real? He just forgot and he was like, yo.
In Quebec or something. I'm like, who even does that?
That's crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, so we just used to go to the studio and just do music, create songs, and release and move on. Like it wasn't a big deal. It was just for fun. And at that moment, I remember the very first song I released, I did the artwork for, and it was a variation of a drawing that I did, like a pencil drawing. And it was so much fun to just release that. When music was you're just in your father's house, you're having a good time. No one is going to ask you, PR. It was really good. That was really the first time, and we did a lot of tracks. So some of them we've never released because I feel like that's music from back then. Maybe in the future we'll re-release them. Yeah. But that's some of the stuff that we released.
Incredible. So here you are, you're going to the studio, you're making music. I'm very curious what your parents are thinking or they're saying. Are they like, Mstana, see, you just go back to school, or can you find another profession?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is every African child will go through this, like you'll experience some resistance, because I experienced some resistance, and I'm the firstborn in my entire family, like my granddad's first grandkid.
Wow.
So like the whole family is like, yo,
you gotta set a good example,
Yeah, like my uncles were even there, just like, hey, sure, you wanna know? Everyone was in my business. Yeah. But when something calls you, you can't run away from it, because I easily could have done something else, But
beautifully enough, my dad is very open-minded, and he remembers how he grew up and how he felt pressure to do something that he doesn't even use anymore. He learned how to be, he studied to be a quantity surveyor, and he's never surveyed. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just like he put his trust in me and faith and my sister and all my siblings.
Yeah.
And he's always said that just find something that you love to do and do it. It must have been so difficult for him, because at the other side,
Yeah.
he was also the same person who was like, I think you might want to do a little bit of economics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he let go, and I think, I mean, naturally, when you see someone succeeding and you see where the music is taking them, you have no choice but to let them do their thing, and you're proud of them. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad that they all turn around and they're like, oh, now we're proud of you.
Yeah.
You know?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So I want to know the Urutu. When it comes to that instrument, women were not allowed to play it. But here you are, you're like, yo, no, we're breaking barriers.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious because you're Luo. Have you ever performed somewhere and Luo people still don't understand, or they are like very against it?
No, not Luo people. I've performed. It's so interesting. I think people are so malleable, and so it's so easy for them to change. And as long as you show you're passionate,
Yeah.
I don't think even withholding these things was so much about, withholding someone's passion or trying to limit their creative freedom. I think sometimes you just didn't have an idea of what that would sound like. But
Yeah.
I was in Kisumu, I was in Siaya district, 3 weeks ago, and I was very scared. I was very nervous because it was the first time I'm playing with like people who play Ohangla music, the older guys,
the older
like
guys,
60,
yeah.
70 and above, and one of them is a professional Urutu player, and I was like, oh god,
Oh my God.
this guy is just gonna send me out of this place.
Yeah,
It's
like
gonna,
leave.
I was so nervous, like the days leading up to that. But let me tell you, when I landed there,
Yeah.
he was such good vibes. He was teaching me like and I was supposed, the worst thing about this project is that I was supposed to be the musical director. So I was just like, now what kind of thing do I always get myself into?
Yeah.
Always getting myself into really silly situations. But they were so willing to listen to what I had to say.
Yeah.
And to teach me, and they were willing for me to teach them. I was just like mind blown. It really changed my perspective, because I've always been so scared and thinking that, when I go back home to play there, they'll just be like, oh no, she's a diva. What? Can she go back to Nairobi? What? But
Yeah.
on the other hand, I played at a party once, and someone was shouting at me.
Really?
It's like really, really disrespectful towards me and my playing Orutu, and he was just like, oh, if you're gonna play that thing, it was very rude. I can't even say it on air. But I'll tell you later.
Yeah, please.
But yeah, I've experienced both sides. A lot more positive
Okay.
than negative.
Okay.
There's another negative, not really negative. It's just weird. I was in Doha in transit, and I was talking to this random guy who I just met at the chair, and we were all flying back to Nairobi because I could see he had a Kenyan band, and I was just like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a Kenyan," and he's like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm from Kisumu," and he's like, "Oh, me too. I'm from those sides. What do you do?" I'm like, "I'm a musician. I play Orutu." And he got mad, like from 0 to 100.
No.
What do you mean? Huh? So if you play in Orutu, what will us men play? I'm like,
Aye.
bro, but there's more than one Orutu for us. It's not like I have the only one.
The only one, yeah.
You know? But to be honest, it's been more love and more appreciation and more support than anything.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I really love your music. I was listening to it when I actually reached out to you, and I was like, wait, how don't I know about Labdi? And your music is very different. It's like traditional but modern as well. And I love how you've been able to experiment with Tarab, Ohangla. I want to know, how are you able to get inspired to try out so many different genres?
I think for me, I don't have a choice because I didn't grow up musically trained, classically trained, and I feel sometimes that can limit your creative expression.
Yeah.
Right? I think I had no choice. I've been listening to all this kind of music growing up. My granddad is a lover of music. My family is full of... Actually, my granddad's brother's side, 90% of them are either painters, like very good painters, and or very good guitarists and bass players. So there's a bit of music in our on that side. On that side.
Yeah.
You know? So I grew up listening to all these kinds of music. So I feel like to be my most authentic self, I just have to express what I know, and the only way I can express what I know is through the things I've listened to.
Yeah.
So that's how it works out for me.
Wow, that's incredible. And you've been able to work with so many different people.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. What are their thoughts? You know, because here you are, you with like a traditional instrument. How is it usually when they meet you and they're like, oh my God, how is it? I want to know how it is.
I mean, it really depends. I think people who I collaborate with now already know what I will deliver, and they already know what I sound like, which is very helpful.
Yeah.
Thank God for the internet.
Yes.
Because otherwise it'd be difficult to explain. And then, you know, when people hear lovely, they think it's a man. So when you see this lady coming in with bigger specs, it's a bit confused, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a thing of, a lot of people are very curious to see how they can explore, but then also sometimes as an artist, you have to be very wary of people who just want to take advantage of the situation. And for now, I'm taking much less collaborations. Like if there's someone who has collaborated, it is me. I have done all the, like if I show you my catalog, it's insane, you know. But I'm grateful for all the opportunities that these collaborations have brought, because if you're good in one collaboration, you'll get another, and that's one way of making money as an artist.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Nice, incredible. Timbe. With Simply Addy. It was so popular. And you met Addy through Stars in the Zoo.
Yes.
And I want to know how and when you guys decided, okay, you know what, let's collaborate, because you guys make beautiful music. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to know
true.
how that actually came to be.
You know what, Sonia? I want to say thank you for just taking me back, because oh my God, this is like 2016, 2015.
Yeah.
Much earlier. You know?
Yeah.
Addy is brilliant. I love him as a person,
Yeah.
as a creative. He's so loyal to
Yeah.
his craft and to his friends.
I love
you know,
that.
I like, there's no way I couldn't have collaborated with him. He's so brilliant and such a lovely person. And that's just how I think some of the best collaborations are, until until the label sends you a contract and you're just like, what even is this? But when I work with artists like Addy, it just inspires me to keep going, because you realize music is beyond you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And if there's someone who I'd love to collaborate with again and do like an entire 3 EPs, it's
Please.
Addy. As well
Please.
as Muhamago, who we'll talk about later.
Yes,
Yeah.
later, yeah, for sure. November 2019, Extra Soul Perception Project with the British Council.
Yes.
How was this? This must have been life-changing.
That was life-changing.
Yeah.
It was my first time in the UK.
Yeah.
I paid like £400 for that visa.
You're like, damn.
Oh God, like visas.
Yeah, oh,
Really.
tell me
And then now
about
there's
it. Whew.
bed bugs in Paris. Like, let's be for real.
Yeah,
Let's
I hear
close the
you
border,
saying,
okay?
really? Is it worth it, really, guys?
You know, let me not say anymore because I'll just be flagged.
Yeah.
Extra Soul Perception was so special to me because I learned so much. We had 3 shows. We had one show in London. I had 2 shows in London, but one show was with the entire group because it was a collaborative project.
Yes, yeah.
That featured Karun, that featured 2 other artists from Uganda, Faisal and someone else I've forgotten, and then 4 artists from the UK. And then Xenia came on also.
Nice.
It was so intense because it was my first time touring. You know,
Yo, look
Like, it
at
was
you,
a
girl.
real tour. Like,
Yeah, like,
you know-
yeah, we are actually moving from place to place.
And it was so crazy because, like, I used to, you hear of artists touring and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I've been on tour. That time you've gone to Gecko Cafe. You've gone to CG.
Alchemist.
Oh, Love is on tour. What tour?
What you saying?
No, what are you talking about? Like, that was a real tour. And it was like 3 intense days because you had one show each day for
Yeah.
3. So it was London, and then we went to Manchester, and then we went to Liverpool. It was so intense. Like, I've never experienced anything like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine packing down immediately and moving to another city. And
Yeah.
it was 3 days of the most intense stuff, but it was great. The show was great. People fainted when I was performing
Really?
in 2 different venues. It was so strange. And I was like, that's about.
It's the instrument. It's the Urutu. It's the Urutu spirit.
Exactly. Maybe I need to take that Urutu back. But it was really life changing, and the team that organized it, Andy and the whole team, and Aaron,
Yeah.
perfect. They did a great job.
That's incredible. Your parents must have been so proud. Like, oh my God, our daughter is touring, right?
Very, very proud.
And they're like, anyway, kuna kitu hapa.
Economics, Kauko. This is hii ndio inabamba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious. How is your writing creative process like? Do you have like a melody and then you write, or do you write and then come up with a melody after?
It depends on the song, I think. It depends on the song, because a lot of times I have a bass melody in my mind. So once I have the bass, then it's easier to write from that. Sometimes I just have the Orutu melody. Sometimes I have a vocal melody. So it really depends. And if I'm doing a collaboration, for example, it depends on who the collaboration is with.
Yeah.
First of all, I have to like the song that I'm collaborating. I cannot jump on a song that I don't like.
Yeah.
You know? And I remember I was telling someone who sent me a track, I was like, oh, I just said that I'm not doing any collaborations, but I unfortunately like this track. So just give me some time and I'll work on it,
Yeah.
So it really, I'm open. I'm open to different ways of create music. Yeah.
I read somewhere that your great grandmother was a musician.
Yes.
And she was also out here just breaking barriers.
100%. She was a closeted musician.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Do you think probably that's where you got it from? Like it was just passed down to you?
I think so. I
Yeah.
come from a long line of very, very difficult women. Very stubborn and tough-headed and very creative, because my great-grandmother was brilliant. Like
Yeah.
I think I didn't meet her as an adult. I saw a photo of her carrying me as a
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
So she met me. Okay. She met the
She
OG,
met, yeah,
right?
the OG.
The OG.
Yeah.
She met me. But I would have loved to meet her. Any story I hear of hers is just like it's just her being super intensely, and imaginatively brilliant. And intense. Like even her character was just intense, like she used to hide and play instruments that she's made by herself.
That was now my next question. She actually made instruments.
Her own. That she never saw before.
Yo.
Yeah. It's
That's
so crazy.
Huge.
And my granddad was telling me that they used to hear her playing, and they knew it was her. She used to play like in the, the ukondani where the maze is.
Yeah.
So she used to just sit there. She's made her instruments. You never see this instrument, but you know it exists. And
Yeah.
you see it, it's like you've not seen it. Then she'd play and play and play. And then now when people start coming, like the kids will start flocking towards her, and then she'll come out and start lashing them. She was intense. But yeah, I think maybe that's where I get a bit of my stubbornness from.
Okay. Let's talk about the music industry in Kenya.
Yeah.
I want to know from your perspective, because you've been doing music for quite some time.
Quite some time, actually.
Yeah. I want to know what your thoughts are when it comes to the music industry, where it's at now and where you think it's going.
I think we're in a great place in the industry right now. For a fact, I'll say that this is my personal opinion, and I keep saying this everywhere. Like, I don't think we need to find a sound. We have so many sounds that we can pick from.
That is true.
We have 48, 49 tribes. Let's just start from there.
Yeah.
All these tribes have more than 10 styles of music. Like, how do you even mitigate that into one?
Yeah.
It's so unfair.
Yeah.
It would be so unfair. But I want to say that I'm really happy for how the industry is growing. It's spreading out more. There's more. Like now, tonight I'm playing at the EU, Exchange Music Summit, right? Exchange Music platform.
Okay.
And it's beautiful because you realize there's so many people who are interested in taking Kenyan music to the world. It means that this is a hotbed of new ideas and creativity, and the whole world is looking at East Africa right now musically.
Yeah.
Spotify is here, Boomplay is here, Audiomack. I think it's a beautiful time to be a musician. If you're good and dedicated.
Yeah, that is actually very, very true.
Yeah.
You also got to tour in Norway.
Yes.
How was that? I hear it's so beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Goodness, girl.
Yeah.
Like, it's, I don't even know why they come here. Like, why do Scandinavians even bother to come here looking for all the nature? You have everything apart from the animals.
True. That's
know?
actually true. And the weather maybe sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still so beautiful. The mountains, the water, like you can drink from a lake.
Yeah.
And you will not get anything.
Yeah. That's incredible. There was a music festival that you were performing at.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was fun. I think for that particular one of the ones I performed is called Oslo Afro Arts. I wore the wrong shoes.
Wow.
My goodness, I wore heels. And I said, never.
Never.
Yeah. That thing, I was shaking like a leaf. Wait. But it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. And as you would know, that I'm part of a collaborative project called Organisha. So my musical partner is in Norway. So I go there a lot. We have a lot of shows. Even now, we have like 20 shows coming up.
Wow.
In the next month. And
That's
this is like
crazy.
because they have these school circuits, you know, the way you play for many different schools. You come up with a project, a concept, and then you go on tour like 10 schools or whatever.
Wow.
So that's super exciting. Norway is really great in that respect. And then they have the funding, they have the money to be able to facilitate something like that. You know? We don't have the funding. We're getting there, but we need it.
We need it. Yeah, that is very, very true.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. You've been on so many tours.
Yeah.
Which one stands out to you and why?
Wow. Of course, the one of the artists who was on that project was Lexa Moore, and you know she's popping. Linda Dawn, Karun, Zinnia, like all these people are such amazing artists, you know. And just being in the UK was different. It's sad and grey and cold. It was nice to experience that, you know. But there's so many other projects that I've done that are so life-changing, like the collaborative project I was doing in Siaya. That really changed my perspective, and I really want to go back home and figure out what the sounds are like, to be more around the people who, you know, created the sound that I am inspired by.
You're inspired by, yeah.
So it's different things that have contributed to my success and in my journey.
Incredible. I'm very curious. Apart from the orutu instrument, are there any other traditional instruments that you want to get into, you want to play, you're probably thinking about teaching yourself?
Not really, to be honest.
Okay.
I think that once you get a good thing, sometimes, you know, a bad in hand is better than, you know. But obviously, I'm a musician, so maybe like in 2 years, I'll be like, oh, maybe I want to learn something else. But I really do want to learn how to play the bass, because I have a feeling I'd be good at it.
You'd be good at it.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm curious who you would want to be able to work with that you haven't yet.
Oh my goodness. That's like, I had the answer even before you. Bongeziwe Mabantla. If I catch you, if I should catch you in this lifetime,
Yes.
my brother, you will see.
Yeah.
I love his music. My God.
Yeah.
Just the essence of him. It's like, I would love that so much.
You know?
You know, just the music. Oh my God, he's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. So if I catch him,
Yeah.
he'll be in trouble.
I read somewhere also Fali Pupa, or
No.
that's still...
Yeah, I mean...
Or it was...
No. I love Fali.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't love Fali? Let's be serious.
That's true.
Let's be
That
for
is
real.
true.
You know, and I didn't even go for that. Did you go for the show?
No, I did not.
Oh, my
No.
God.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Ah,
I
man.
didn't.
You should
I had
have.
something I was planning with
Oh,
some girls,
okay.
and we had a 90s party. It was fun though.
Okay, that sounds good.
And then I was being told the venue steward. I was just like, okay, like, Fali, you're lucky this time.
Yeah.
But I love Fali. But like anyone who I've ever mentioned in any article, I would love to work with. And it's very seasonal, because in those times I wanted to work with Fali, maybe a few years ago, I sounded different. But now,
Yeah.
I sound, you know, different.
Yeah,
Now
different.
I'm really inspired by Bongeziwe. Next year it might be someone else. you
Yeah.
know? Another love of mine is Wizkid. Like, you can never tear me apart from Wizkid.
Yeah.
It's so insane, but
I love that.
there's so many amazing artists on this continent, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So, have you thought about probably teaching the Urutu to probably other people who are interested in learning?
Yes, I have. I actually used to host classes. The other day
Really?
I
Wow.
used to. And I met my student after many years.
Mm-hmm.
I met him at the Mace, and I was like, where? What happened to you? It just fizzled. I was like, I went and decided to learn by myself. I'm like, no. And then also, it's almost impractical for me to have consistent classes because of the traveling. It's just
Traveling,
so
yeah.
much. But for sure, like, once everything is settled, once I'm able to have a system that's consistent, I will for sure teach.
Yeah.
And I'm always ready to teach people. I think people are just intimidated by Oroto. You sit with Oroto for 2 days and you're just like, you know what, listen. Okay, let me continue with my guitar. But you need to take time.
Yeah, I mean, you took 7 years and it's just one string.
It's crazy.
So what's the science behind it? How does it sound like? I don't know how to, like, it sounds like it's singing, like somebody's singing. Like, I don't know.
So, okay, I would have brought it out, but I'm getting ready for the show later.
Yeah.
So it's somewhere close by.
Okay.
Next time.
Next time, please. Yeah.
But it's so, because it's one string. Or should I just get it? Because it's one string, you kind of change the notes by changing whatever finger you're playing.
Finger,
so
yeah.
It's very simple, but the only reason why it's difficult to play is because it's very sensitive. Like, the notes in between are so small. The distance is so small. So you can play an off note very easily. Yeah.
Okay. That's incredible. So 5 months ago, there was music that was dropped on your SoundCloud.
Okay.
Oknyalor. Hey, yeah. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Can we talk about this? Because I played it earlier on before you came, and I was like, this is so dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you please tell us a bit about this?
Okay. So I had a phase.
Yeah.
I had an Instagram phase, and at the end of the day, I'm an artist. Like, I don't even care. Like, and one of my fears is like being in touch with a label that's like, oh, you can't do this and you can't do this. I just love to create.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was really inspired by, remember the Beba remix? Beba,
Yes.
So I took the first part, because I'm a producer as well. I took the first part of that track and I Luonized it, for lack of a better word. So I wrote my own lyrics and I played it on top of that, because guys were like, oh, where's the track, because they had me playing it on my Instagram live, on my whatever, and guys were like, oh, we need the track right now, like, it's really good, I just want to jam to it. And it's a bit different because it's not my track,
your track,
it's someone else's track that I reproduced and added my vocals.
Yo.
So if they come sue me,
Yo.
Kitani Ramba. But yeah, that's what I did. So I've been having a lot of fun doing that. I did Oknyalore. I did another one for Karun and Polycarp song. It's just been fun. You get to explore yourself as a musician as well.
Yeah.
No, you can collaborate with yourself. Actually, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I was collaborating
with yourself. Yeah, that's
fun.
actually true.
It was really fun.
Wow. I'm so curious as to where you want to take your music. Where do you see it in like the next 3 years?
In the next few years, my focus right now, to be honest, is releasing music and engaging with my fans and just being consistent, because I have never released music actually, officially. All the music that's on SoundCloud is, for vibes.
For just good vibes, which we love, by the way, and we all welcome, because that's even how I found you. And I was like, bro, no Spotify, YouTube,
Zero.
Probably just like 2-3 songs.
Yeah. And it's so beautiful that I get people who have engaged with me on SoundCloud. I really, really appreciate that. At the time, because SoundCloud is where the real archives are.
Yeah, because you have 549 followers.
Like, even when I log in, I'm like, what? Every time I log into SoundCloud, I'm like, who the hell are these people? And what are they doing here? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But it's now I think I'm in the phase in my music journey where I really am intentional. I don't want to say I have a plan, because who even plans? We plan and God laughs, right?
That is true.
But I'm very intentional. I am engaging people a lot. So if you follow me, I'll definitely, whatever question you have, I will answer. Like, I have time.
Yeah.
Now I have time for my fans. I'm not doing a lot of collaborations. I'm working on an EP. My EP is going to be out in October. So I'm going to have something small for my fans to just listen to and just vibe.
Yeah.
It's a different side of me. And then I'll be releasing some new stuff at the end, either at the end of the year or the beginning of next year.
Nice.
So there's a lot of good music that's coming that you'll be able to find everywhere. Maybe now not even on SoundCloud anymore. But
please.
Because, it's easier to get the statistics and all of that stuff on all the other streaming platforms, you'll find them. You'll find them there. Unless you want me to put them on SoundCloud, of which
please
just tell me.
Hey, please just drop them. We'll go listen to them for sure. Yeah.
So a lot of growth is what I'm saying, and I just really want to be honest, I just want to engage with my fans. I love it. I love talking to people who I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah.
Have time.
Yeah. That's incredible. What advice would you give somebody who is probably trying to learn a traditional instrument and trying to get into the music industry?
Trying to learn a traditional instrument is just be patient.
Yeah.
Take the time, do the work, and use social media.
True.
do it and just be consistent with it. I
Yeah.
think that's the only thing that made me who I am, the Urutu player that I am today. It's a consistency. You have to just keep doing it. Even when it goes, I've gone 6 months without playing the instrument because I'm just like, oh God, what even is this? You know?
Yeah.
Then I played for like every day for a week. You know, it's a journey. So be patient and respect yourself and respect the instrument.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because we are not only trying to we're not saving something that's dead. We're saving a culture that could disappear if we don't
True.
if we don't take it upon ourselves to to really push.
Yeah.
So social media, let's record these things so that there's an archive. You can trail. We have a trail of there's been 50 people playing Orutu in the past 100 years. We need to have that stuff.
Yeah, that is actually very, very true.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very important because how you've been able to fuse the Orutu and your music, it's so amazing. I was just like, this is the future of our music. Like, this is how it's supposed to sound like, because then, people from all over the world get to tap into what our instruments are. They get to learn about them.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's very important for us, especially this age, to be able to pick up. Because I was even telling somebody, imagine your mother tongue. Do you even know your mother tongue? Do you imagine now our kids, will they even know?
No.
So I feel like it's diluting, and we definitely need to pick that up.
We do. We
Yeah.
have no choice because our culture is what is saving us from the world. There's so much stuff. AI is taking over.
Right.
But AI doesn't know Luo, so
I like
actually
that.
that's a lie. AI knows Luo. You know my Norwegian
For
friend,
real?
he sent me lyrics in Luo. I was so mad.
No.
I was like,
Wait. No.
I'm telling you, go on ChatGPT, you can get.
No.
Yeah. But there's so much stuff that the government needs to, and I know they're starting, like especially with Kekobo, I know they've started working with, the councils, the city councils, and the counties
Yeah.
to record all these different things, ways of cooking traditional foods, and preserving our culture.
Yeah.
We should have started doing that like in the
Kitambo.
early 1800s.
Yeah.
But because we are a culture of word of mouth and learning through oral traditions, then we might have lost on a lot of stuff.
True.
But that's why it's good that we have the internet now.
Yeah.
That's our way of recording our stuff because
True.
the internet will never die,
Yeah.
So it's important for us to do that.
It is very important. How would you describe your music, Labdi?
Okay, the core of my music, the core of my music is traditional music. You'll always hear the traditional girl from Kisumu.
Yeah.
And then I build it up from that. That makes it so much easier for me to collaborate on different. I've done a grime song. I can do hip hop. I can do all these different things.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say it's a fusion of Afro anything. I really, really detest the word Afro. It's like a Samankara something that was put. Goodness.
I hear you. Yeah.
But it's just the basis of what it is my traditional Ohangla or Dodo sound, which is from Western Kenya, which is from Nyanza province, and then I grow from there. Yeah.
First question I should have probably asked you, your name,
Yeah.
Labdi. It's very unique.
Thank you.
Is it your actual name?
Can you imagine that?
What?
Best believe.
Okay.
ID, yeah.
I'm sure there's a name, like there's a meaning behind it.
Not really. So
Really?
my dad wanted us to have ambiguous names.
Love
right?
it. Yeah.
Because he had a lot of trouble growing up with his traditional name, and he felt like it hindered him from getting jobs and opportunities and stuff like that during that political era.
Yeah.
So he didn't want us to be subjected to that kind of bias. So he just all our names are a bit strange.
Okay. Wow.
Myself and all my siblings. Yeah.
That's incredible though. Like Labdi is so unique.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just curious. Your other siblings, could you give us their names?
This one.
This one here.
This one is Loretta Omes, Wilma.
Oh.
My baby sister is Nabia T. Omes, and my baby brother is Neo.
Wow. How is it being the firstborn? Well,
I'm so glad that I have lovely siblings, and when your parents do a good job, then it's easy for you to
true.
To just navigate.
Yeah.
They're like a second parent-ish and whatever. Because like the other day was my stepmom was telling me a story that my story about my baby sister, and I was just like, Then she's like, yeah, just call her. I'm like, come on, you've already done the job. Okay?
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
done that. I'm cool, so you just have to care a bit more about all of them than usual, but it's fine. I
Okay.
love them also.
Nice. There's a question that's come in right now. Somebody's asking what you love to do apart from music.
Oh, I was talking about this with a friend of mine yesterday. And we
Yeah.
were just laughing about how artists normally say, what's your hobby?
What's your hobby?
Music. What do you do?
Music.
But what do I love? You know what? I'm actually very adventurous.
Ah,
Yes.
I
You might
like
You might
that.
not be able to tell. But let me tell you. Yeah.
Tell us.
I love to do different things. Like I want to start diving. I want to be a master diver.
Really?
I love to read. I love to read a lot.
Nice.
I love to. Actually, I don't like to meet people. I was gonna lie. Oh, no. But yeah, I love to do things that are a bit out of the box. I like to walk. Just activities that will keep me away from my mind. Yeah. So reading, stuff like diving. I've now forgotten snorkeling. Those weird things.
Those weird things,
Yeah,
huh?
I like to do that.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Here you are, and I really love that you've decided to now release music, which is, I feel, the most important thing that you need to be doing, because a lot of people need to be able to hear you. I feel like you're just that gem waiting to be found,
Thank you.
So you have an EP that's dropping this month.
Actually, we're in October.
Yes.
And I was saying,
And you're saying next month. Yeah. And I was like, wait, no, it's this month.
Damn.
And I want us to talk about this EP.
Yes.
Let's talk about the story behind it. Let's talk about the people you've been able to work with. Let's talk about the release date. Is there a listening party? Tell us all about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I mean, so the first single was out last week. It's called Tikni, which means you're sent
Yes.
in Luo. And this is a very vulnerable spot because I feel like I've been holding back from releasing stuff because I don't want to be vulnerable. But I'm a lover. Like, guess.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to guess that, would you now? Right?
Right.
I'm a lover and sometimes. But I don't like people take me for idiot.
Yeah.
So the EP name, and I haven't really revealed this anywhere else, it's called Sete Johera, which means the time of lovers.
Oh.
And it's 3 songs. It's the entire EP is 3 songs.
Okay.
And I remember guys were like online, and were like, no, we need
need
more.
more.
5. I'm like, I only have 3. I have a 100 bob in my pocket. And I do want to pick because I have I have a lot of songs that I haven't released. So many. I have a huge discography.
Yeah.
But I don't want to force things to fit to be together. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
hear
if
you.
these ones are cousins, they're cousins. If
Yeah.
these ones are siblings, they're siblings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like these 3 songs are in the same realm. They talk about the same thing, which is love, loss. When you love someone, you should be prepared to leave them and to lose them, and that type of thing. And I've worked with people who I love. Like I'm part of this composer group of composers, and we've done a lot of amazing award-winning films. And one of them was for Nat Geo that we won a score for. Actually, we won an award last week or something.
What?
Last week, yeah. We won an award at the Jackson Wild. And that group of artists is a group of people that I respect so much because one of them is Mozambican. He's called Muhamago. And he plays the mbira, and he's an amazing, amazing producer. And then the other artist is called Neil Darmon, and he's a savant. Like, those people who grew up as prodigies. He's a prodigy. Like,
Wow.
he plays everything.
Wow.
And he's so young. He's like 24. Like, what even are you? What are you doing with your life? Like, thank you for making me feel inadequate. No. And then there's Patrick Saiton, who's also like, he plays the duduk, he plays a million instruments. I'm just like, whenever I'm sitting there with my one Naruto, I'm like,
It's just me and you.
it's me and you, let's go, you know.
Yeah.
But this is a group of artists who I really, really love. They're so close to my heart, and I felt like the only way that I can release my first project is by being honest with myself and being honest with my fans, and being vulnerable. So this music sounds very different from what people know me for, because I do a lot of house, I do a lot of electronic music as well.
Yeah.
But it's very much rooted in the core of my feelings. These 3 songs. So make sure you look out for it.
Yeah.
And you can comment and send me questions and whatever. Maybe I'll even tell you who those songs are about.
Yeah.
Maybe. But the EP will be out on the 27th of October.
October. Okay, so what I want to be able to do is play Tikni.
Yeah.
Featuring Muhamago, and then we're gonna talk about this song, and then we're gonna talk about your performance tonight,
Yes.
and then a bit more about the EP, and then we'll just continue from there. Sindio.
Sawa.
All right, this is Radio 254. This is the Tuchapiane show. I'm your host with the most, Sonia Pinto, and I am here with Labdi. So make sure that you stay tuned. You already know this is the home of Kenyan music and content.
Samoro kanyimi emakare nindeae Kamoro kanyimi eminyalo yudae Samoro kanyimi emakare nindeae soul is in your scent. I find my comfort. I find myself between our bodies. Abaro chick ninja, herana tikeni, angi maya yeki mula gireti. Abaro chick ninja, herana tikeni, angi maya yeki mula gireti. Abaro chick ninja, herana tikeni, angi maya yeki mula gireti. Abaro chick ninja, herana tikeni, angi maya yeki mula gireti. Your arms, baby. In your arms, baby.
yo. Those vocals.
Thank you.
Girl.
It's omena.
It's omena.
Omena.
And that
Omena,
hot
Nana.
ugali dust.
Thank you. It washes away.
It washes. Yo, this song is so beautiful, and I want to know how you got to work with Muhamago. I want to know how the process was like, just being able to create this beautiful song called Tikni.
I love Moha so much. Like, what? We're even talking like very late in the...
Yeah.
I was just like, you know, Moha. Man, you know, I've been so blessed to meet. I think that's the biggest blessing in my life, you know, just meeting such wonderful people. You know, there's one thing to be an artist,
Yeah.
but to be a nice person
True.
with that,
True. Yeah.
I've been so blessed.
Yeah.
So meeting Muha with the other composers from Newf, such a blessing, and all of them are so talented. And you know what happened? Actually, we were together in Durban earlier on this year. We were at part of this summit, and then I remember telling him, "Yo, Muha, I really love the way you produce, man. We need to work on something together. Can you just make something for me?
Yeah.
And then we can take it from there." And he was like, "Yeah, we'll see." So one of the nights when he was supposed to be in the session, he just walked out of the session. I didn't even know. He went to his room to make the track, and then he sends me something like a few minutes later when I'm in the session, and he's like, "Listen to this." So I go back to my hotel room,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, whoa.
What? Hold up.
Whoa.
Take me surore.
I was even like tearing.
Oh.
Like the moment I had like that mirror, I was like, you made this song for me. Damn you. You know, and like I as soon as I came back to Nairobi, I just sat down, I wrote the lyrics, and I sent the demo to him, and he was like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Wow.
This is how it came to be.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And we have 2 other songs.
Yes.
And I'm so curious. Do you have any features on the other 2 songs?
Yes, I have Patrick Seyton on one of them, and I have Patrick Seyton and Neil Dermon. Neil is a Moroccan French artist.
Okay.
The one who's a genius. Both of them are geniuses. And Patrick is purely French.
Wow.
He lives in Marseille.
Yeah.
And then the other song I co-produced with an artist called Robbie Redway, who's part of a collective called United Freedom Collective. He's from the UK.
Okay.
And we actually are releasing a song together in November.
Nice.
So it's going to be really fun.
Wow. That's incredible. How is it like making music with such incredible people?
I don't know, you kind of have to get rid of imposter syndrome because it's so easy to be so intimidated by other people's talent, and then
That
you
is
forget
true.
your own.
Yeah.
So you just need to be, as Zina says, Zina is so amazing. Like she said once in her interview with Anyiko, she says, when I go to a room, I know what I'm going to deliver. And that really rings in my head. So you have to know, you have to be just confident in whatever you're going to do. And if it's shit, so what? It's music.
It's music,
It's not
yeah.
healthcare.
True.
You're not running it's not a government road.
Yeah.
It's music. You know, you can always make some more. Yeah.
That's incredible. So you're performing tonight, actually in the next like couple of hours. Yeah. Oof. So you're performing. Can you tell us about it?
Oh yes, this is very life changing, and I really appreciate Tabu Osusa because he's the one who put my name in for this. The EU Kenya
Platform.
Exchange Music Platform. And it's a showcase. It's a show. You know, I didn't even know it was a showcase. I just thought, I'm so special. Kumbe. It's a showcase. And we're like 11, God knows, 13 artists who are so talented. Like Shari Africa, you know, Groovy Joe, Brand Sigu.
Wow.
The lineup is insane.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going to be happening simultaneously in 2 stages. So I'm going to be performing at the Allianz Francaise stage. My show starts at 8:50. Saya Mzungu. Sio ati Masaya.
Yeah, 8. You gotta be there.
If you wanna catch me, then you're gonna come like the Kenyan style. You're coming at 10. You can perform.
I hear
Sometimes
you.
even just want to spit, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
By the way, you must have because you've toured and you've seen how time is very important.
Let me tell you. This time when I'll tell you that there's an American artist, a huge American artist who came to Oya Festival in Norway. And she came 30 minutes late, and her set was supposed to be for 1 hour.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
an hour long. I think she came 40 minutes late. And she got on stage and she's like, oh, I am who I am, which
Yeah.
is natural. Of course, it's who
of course.
she's
Yeah.
who she is.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, those Norwegian men, they don't give.
They don't give.
two hoots who you are.
Yeah.
Madam,
Get out.
They were like, my sister, please.
We do not care who you are.
Off the
Time.
stage. Off.
Yeah.
Off. She couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
People keep time.
Time.
Buses, that's the craziest one for me. Buses keep time. If the bus is supposed to be here at 6:52.
It's there.
2, it's there. 4, it will leave.
It will leave. Yeah.
Even if you start running. No
Wow.
one is your uncle here.
Yeah.
So you have to. So I learned. It's not like I used to be late, but my sister really, really keeps time. She's
Yeah.
a really good timekeeper.
Yeah.
But when you're from Nairobi, for example, when traffic's due and everything happens at the same time, and
Yeah.
you cannot foretell. You can't foresee how late you're gonna be. You just have to learn to be kidogo earlier.
Yeah.
To everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. And you've gotten to tour, and I'm just curious, where would you want to tour that you haven't been to?
Oh, South America. I wanna go. I also wanna go to Cuba. I wanna go to Brazil. I wanna go there. I don't wanna go to. I don't. Let me not say that. But Australian animals really scare me. To be honest.
Oh yeah, I was
Not even
seeing a
about that.
video like with the big snake, and I was like, oh my god, like imagine that's just creeping into your house.
You see, like guys were having.
Yeah.
To the airport.
Yeah, that's it. Like I'm done. I don't even know if I'm gonna pack. Might be some in my bag.
What sort of Pangea
Yeah.
is that? It's like 2 of them
Yo.
hula balooing on my ceiling. No, I'm good.
I hear you.
Yeah, no, it was too much.
Oh
I'd love to
wow.
go to South America
Yeah.
and Iceland. Iceland.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I think maybe China and Japan.
Just
What
tour
about
the
you?
whole
Where
world.
do you wanna go?
I'd love to go to Asia too. Like just I feel like there's just so much that's happening out there. Just go see,
Which
just be
side of
mind
Asia?
blown. I don't know really. Like I just the whole of Asia actually. Yeah. I feel like there's so much to explore. Like you just leave me there. I'd be back after 1 year.
Exactly,
Just
right?
go explore. Yeah, go learn something.
With money.
Yeah. There's that.
Yeah.
There is that. Labdi, you are an incredible woman, and I honestly love your music. I thank God that I stumbled upon your music on SoundCloud. Shout out to
Yes,
SoundCloud.
you-
And shout out to you for posting your music on SoundCloud.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's something I'm struggling. I'm battling right now. Like, should I just still continue posting on SoundCloud?
Please,
you know?
yeah, please.
Maybe it's a good decision to make
Yeah.
and just do it.
You know, somebody said like us music heads, like if you really love music, then you're on SoundCloud.
Yes.
Yeah, because
So I
that's
do
where
that
the
for
gems are, and I feel like I said before, you're just a gem just waiting to be found, and your music is very different, and I love that the Orutu is here with you and that you are going to be inspiring so many people to use the traditional instruments, which is what we honestly need. And I just want to thank you, and I want to ask you one last question before you have to love and leave us. I'm just looking at the time because I just want to make sure you get there on time.
The makeup needs to be made.
The makeup needs to be made.
needs
The
to be
outfit.
outfit.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I want to ask you, Labdi, what do you want to be remembered for?
Ooh, fat ass.
Love it.
Big
Big
nyash.
booty.
That's even a lie, please. Oops. It's a lie. I want to be remembered. First of all, if I'm remembered, I'd be honored. To be honest, it's like I'm not doing this for any reason. I just want to connect with people, to make people feel something. One of the things that really touched me at the beginning of my career is that someone came to me and said, "Labdi, when you play, I feel something," and that's literally been my drive.
Yeah.
There's all these things that come. Some things are the effect of being a musician and being a good musician. And one of those effects is success. One of those things is fame. One of those effects is money. Those are not the things that I chase. I chase emotion, and I chase to be able to make people feel something, and to be able to, for someone to play their kid my music. Oh, we used to listen to Labdi, and and then they, and then it's like, oh, 100 years later, it's like it's a cool thing to be playing Labdi.
To be playing
That'd be
Labdi.
so cute.
I
I'd just
love
be like,
that.
that would be so nice.
Definitely. We're speaking it into existence. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
Yes. And I just want to congratulate you for this EP. And I want to just continue to keep telling you to just keep releasing those songs of yours. Please do not stop. We'll be here cheering you on.
Thank you.
And we'll come back. And next year we'll have another session.
Of course.
Cindy.
Yes, and there'll be probably like 3 more.
Of
new
course.
songs to talk
So,
about.
yeah, new projects, new
Yeah.
EPs, you know.
And I'm so grateful you've taken me back. Even simply Adi was on this chat. Like,
Yeah.
like Adi, come back to Kenya. Like, why are you flying in Quebec?
Come back.
Respect yourself. Respect yourself. But I
Yeah.
really, really appreciate you've taken me back in ways that, you know, when you're in the journey, you don't know. Like
Exactly.
even when I came in, I was like, is this? I couldn't even believe what was playing. I was in shock.
Yeah, you're like, wait, what?
Oh my God, this- you know,
Yeah.
and then you can hear the recording, how clean that recording was. It was a live performance.
Yeah, it was. It's written live
Like,
performance, and I was just here playing it, and I'm like, bro, you can't even tell.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy the things that are possible when you work with great artists. Because the band I was working with then and the band that I'm working with now is just so blessed.
Brilliant.
Just so blessed. to
Yeah.
be with these people.
That's
So thank you so
incredible.
much.
Can we give a shout out to your team,
Of course.
please?
Of course.
Please.
I want to shout out my mom.
Oh yeah, the real
I wanna
OG.
shout out. No, really. I of course shout out my family for being so supportive, and I want to shout out to so many people who have been a part of my journey.
Yeah.
Amanya, my great consultant and advisor, who was calling me like he doesn't know where I am. My goodness, so get a grip. And then and then I want to shout out to my band members, Don, Henry, Eriko, and all those people I have been with before. Sambaluka, I have played with Charlotte. These are like legends. I've played with, you know, Michelle Ongaro. Like what? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Shout out to all those people who just supported me. Shiba from South Africa, Jess White, like
Oof.
Banje, my collaborator. There's so many people on this list. Shout out to Camille Storm for distributing my music. Like I sent her the music. I was like, oh Camille, I wanna release this, and she was like, yes, let's do it. I was like, eh? Excuse me, excuse. So thank you so much for believing in me.
Yeah.
It's really the little things, and thank you to you for having me. Thank you to Mariam.
course.
Like anyone who's been a part of my journey, all my fans on Instagram. There's someone who I talked to called Shihembetsa. I've never met him.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Shout out to you,
Shout out to
man.
you. Shout out to
Yeah.
this babe Kathal. Like I talk to random people who make my life as a musician so much sweeter.
Yeah.
Because you see, at least someone is listening to something, and those are the things that make a difference for me.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for listening to me, and stream Tikni or else I will
Yes.
hunt you.
Please stream Tikni. It is out on all platforms.
Yes, everywhere.
Yes. Awesome. And we shall be waiting for that EP to drop on the 27th of October.
Yes.
So please make sure, guys, you just go to her page. I'm sure she'll have released it there too, right?
Yes.
Just directing people, hey,
Yes.
this is where you need to
And
go.
On social media, find me everywhere. Actually, please go and subscribe.
Please.
You know, I made a lyric video as a joke
Yeah.
on the Monday of last week before the drop. I made a lyric video and it was actually dope.
Yeah.
And I did it, I released it. So if you want to sing along to Tikri and know the meanings for the words,
Yeah.
it's there.
Nice.
You can subscribe to my YouTube, Labdi Official on YouTube. Actually, Labdi
Official everywhere. Yeah.
So
Nice.
it's easy and it's official.
Yes, and it's official, and you already heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Labdi.
Thank you.
You are an incredible soul,
so are
and
you.
I'll just be cheering you on from the sidelines. Just be like, oh my God, keep going. And best of luck tonight. And is it happening tomorrow as well? You said it's
No, it's just today.
Just
It's
today.
2 venues.
Or 2 venues.
Simultaneous.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
Amazing artist.
Best
Come
of
through,
luck.
guys.
Please take as many videos. Tutakuwa tu hapo tukiangalia, tukistream.
Don't
Hata ukienda live. Yes.
Sana. Utakosaje kuona? You do not know who I am.
We did not
Girl.
know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Labdi.
you for
Please
having me.
continue being an inspiration out there. Please continue making such beautiful music. And best of luck.
Thank you. And I'll
Yes.
see you next year.
Yes, next year for sure. Girl, I'm going to call you like, hey, come.
Please,
Come through.
immediately. Straight. Like, don't even ask me. When are we doing it? Today, let's go.
Yes. And to all the listeners who have been tuned in, it's been great having you guys here. I am still here, so make sure you stay tuned. It's been an incredible segment right here on our interview segment, so please make sure you do not go anywhere. I feel like it's just only right that we play Tikni again, right?
I think it's
Yeah,
only right.
it's only right.
It's only right.
All right, guys, this is Tikni playing, and this is Radio 254, the home of Kenyan music and content.
wondering how many times I think about you. You've been thinking, I know you've been thinking about the times we had before. Are you sure? I guess you think that I'll be here, waiting for you to change, waiting for you to change. You gave me half of what you paid me, but you should too. Well, if you can't give me love, then you give me anything, but you should too. See, I will start to give just what I take, but you should too. But you should too. But you should too. You forget yourself, you'll end up wishing for them when you're missing. You'll doubt your existence. In fact, you will learn.
This is Radio 254. I'm your host with the most, Sonia Pinto. And you already know this is the Tuchapiane show. I am about to end the show a bit early today. I gotta love and leave you guys, but please make sure you stay tuned to Radio 254. This is the home of Kenyan music and content. Nobody does it like Radio 254, honestly. We are just promoting Kenyan music, Kenyan content as much as we can. And if you did not know about Labdi, then now you know about Labdi. She is a revolutionary Kenyan singer-songwriter and African single-stringed fiddle or Rutu instrumentalist. She is honestly a vocal powerhouse whose vision is incredible because she is just trying to popularize African music, culture, sounds, and instruments and reintroduce them to the world. And if you have not been able to listen and just know about her music, please make sure you go check her out on SoundCloud, on Instagram, on Spotify, on YouTube at Labdi Official. It's been an incredible show, of course. Kamakawa, Kamadawa, you already know that your girl had to make it worth your time. It's been incredible. I have to love and leave you, but no wahala day because I shall be back. So please make sure you stay tuned. This is the home of Kenyan music and content.